The real cause of autism at a deeper cellular level has a lot to do with something called oxidative stress in the brain. This basically means the brain's neurons are getting damaged by too many harmful molecules, leading to inflammation and toxicity. Normally, our bodies have antioxidants, natural protectors that fight off this kind of damage, and we can also get them from food. But in people with autism, there often isn't enough antioxidant support to keep up. I looked into this topic deeply and found some really interesting stuff about certain nutrient deficiencies that are pretty common in people with autism. First off, people with autism often have low levels of antioxidants, like I mentioned earlier. One of the most important is glutathione, known as the body's master antioxidant, because it plays a huge role in protecting the body, clearing out toxins, and fighting off damage from free radicals. There are also common deficiencies in key nutrients like vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, zinc, selenium, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids. On top of that, there's often mitochondrial dysfunction, which makes sense because oxidative stress tends to damage the mitochondria, the tiny energy centers inside neurons. Another issue is high homocysteine levels. While homocysteine is usually associated with heart problems, in this case, it can also lead to degenerative issues in the brain. The good news is that this can often be managed with the right forms of vitamin B12 and folate, which I'll explain a little later. Lastly, there are usually abnormalities in amino acids. Since amino acids are the building blocks for enzymes involved in important chemical processes in the body, oxidative stress can throw these out of balance too. So based on all of that, the diet I'd recommend is a version of the carnivore diet. The reason is it helps cut out a lot of foods that can trigger allergic reactions, like gluten or casein, which is found in dairy. A lot of people with autism deal with food allergies, and those can increase oxidative stress in the body. So the fewer problem foods we have in the diet, the better for reducing that stress. In this carnivore-style diet, I definitely include eggs, mainly because the yolks are loaded with vitamin A, along with other important vitamins and minerals. I'd also add seafood and shellfish. Even though shellfish can have a little more mercury, it's balanced out by high amounts of selenium, zinc, and other trace minerals that actually help protect the body from heavy metals like mercury. Organ meats, especially beef liver, would be a big part of this too. If you don't like the taste of liver, you can either find a good recipe to mix it into things like burgers, or take grass-fed liver capsules. Liver is packed with nearly everything mentioned earlier: B12, folate, zinc, selenium, and those important amino acids, making it one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat. Another important thing to include is CoQ10, coenzyme Q10. It's a super powerful nutrient that supports the mitochondria, the parts of our cells that produce energy, and it can be really helpful in this situation. The idea with this plan is to get these nutrients naturally from food, rather than relying on a huge pile of supplements. By choosing the right foods, you can cover a lot of these nutritional needs without having to take a separate vitamin for everything. Now, here's a small tweak to the carnivore diet, and it's what makes this more of a ketogenic plan than a strict carnivore one. I'd recommend adding in a little bit of carbohydrate, but just a small amount. The best way to do that is by including microgreens or sprouts. If you can find ones grown in real soil, even better. These baby plants, usually harvested about 7 to 10 days after sprouting, are some of the most nutrient-packed, antioxidant-rich foods you can eat. A lot of microgreens are especially high in a compound called sulforaphane, which has been shown to help with autism symptoms. In a way, microgreens and sprouts are like antioxidants on steroids. They're that powerful. Plus, they help support the body in producing glutathione, that master antioxidant I mentioned earlier. There are a couple of key things that can help here. One is NAC, N-acetylcysteine. It helps the body build up glutathione naturally. The other is selenium. You can take selenium as a supplement, but if you're eating shellfish or seafood, you'll already be getting a good amount from those foods. Another great addition is cod liver oil. It's one of the best sources of omega-3s, EPA and DHA. Plus, it's packed with vitamin A and vitamin D. People with autism often need extra vitamin D, and the best way to get it is through sun exposure, without overdoing it and getting burned. If getting enough sun isn't possible, especially in the winter, it's a good idea to take a vitamin D3 supplement, around 10,000 IU per day, and in some cases, even up to 20,000 IU. It works as a powerful anti-inflammatory. If you're not eating beef liver or taking liver pills, I recommend getting B12 and folate supplements to help lower homocysteine levels, which can really support brain health, but it's important to get the right forms. The best type of B12 is methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. That's a cheap synthetic version most people don't realize isn't as effective. The right form of folate is methylfolate, not regular folic acid. As for CoQ10, you can get some from organ meats, but it's also a very helpful supplement for improving mitochondrial health. Another interesting option is something called methylene blue. You can buy it online or at health food stores. It's been found to be really effective for lowering oxidative stress in the mitochondria, which takes pressure off the neurons and can help improve autism symptoms. If you're using methylene blue, the dosage depends on the person's age. For kids, about 10 drops mixed in a glass of water. For older children or adults, about 20 drops. It's a small dose, and you can add some electrolytes to the water and sip it through a straw. So that's the plan I'd recommend. Focusing on reducing oxidative stress, supporting the mitochondria, and providing the right nutrients through a combination of targeted foods and a few key supplements. At the end of the day, the goal is to support the body naturally by reducing oxidative stress, nourishing the brain, and improving overall cellular health, especially in the mitochondria, where so much of our energy and healing begins. By focusing on nutrient-rich foods, targeted supplements, and simple lifestyle adjustments, like getting enough sun and staying active, there's real potential to ease symptoms and improve quality of life for those with autism. As always, it's important to work closely with a healthcare professional to tailor any plan to individual needs. But this natural, food-first approach offers a hopeful and empowering direction to explore. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to drop a comment below, like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to us. See you in the next one.